I'm the Science and Operations Officer here at the Weather Service office in Grand Forks. Just a few procedural items before the weather briefing. If you have any questions, please hold your questions to the end of the weather briefing. There's two options for questions. One, you can submit your question through the question panel on your control panel, or you can raise your hand and we will hopefully see that raised hand and unmute you, call on you and unmute you to ask your question. So again, please hold your questions till the end. Meteorologist Nathan Rick will be taking you through the weather briefing. So without further ado, Nathan, take it away.
All righty, thank you, Tommy, and welcome everyone again to the kind of webinar we have set up for this winter storm that's expected to impact the region beginning this evening and lasting at least through the middle of the week. So we have confidence continues to increase on this winter storm moving into the northern plains. We're expecting an initial wave of some mixed precipitation, kind of freezing rain, freezing drizzle beginning tonight across southeastern North Dakota, spreading northward into kind of the northern central Red River Valley. That will transition over to snow Tuesday, kind of middle of the day Tuesday is kind of what we're expecting. And the combination of the going to lead to conditions across the area. And then past that, we're looking at the potential for some blowing, drifting snow, which may cause these impacts to linger later past the middle of the week into kind of Thursday and Friday as well. So that's something we're monitoring, but we'll continue to update you as confidence increases there. But for the time being, we have a winter storm warning in effect, or going into effect from 9 p.m. tonight through 12 p.m. Wednesday. And that is for most of the Red River Valley into southeastern North Dakota and west central Minnesota. Again, that goes from 9 p.m. tonight through 12 p.m. Wednesday. We also have winter weather advisory for more of our northern counties, so Devil's Lake Basin up towards the international border and over towards Lake of the Woods region as well. So moving forward, we've got, as we mentioned, initially we're looking at kind of some mixed precipitation mixing with freezing drizzle, freezing rain. And so we're looking at a good chance for a light glaze across much of the region. There's going to be higher chances, it's looking like, for more significant accumulations of freezing rain across southeastern North Dakota, particularly kind of south of that I-94 corridor and into west central Minnesota. And so there's a 6% chance or 6% confidence interval for exceeding that 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. And that is expected for beginning tonight into Tuesday morning. And so that will initially cause some impacts to the evening commute tonight into the Tuesday morning commute as well. And so that we're expecting potentially to see a decent blaze of ice. And then on top of that, we're looking at some pretty heavy snowfall accumulations on top of a decent blaze of ice, which could exacerbate travel impacts as well. And so we're looking at that transition period again, somewhere Tuesday morning into the middle of the day Tuesday is when we're expecting most of that mixed precipitation to transition into snow. And so therefore we're looking at the majority of snow falling more Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. And again, with heavy snow on top of accumulating ice, that could lead to more significant travel impacts, exacerbating issues well into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So then moving past this, we're going to show just a little bit of kind of what we're thinking from a radar perspective and just to kind of visualize what we're expecting, how we're expecting the system to evolve. So this is beginning around 6 p.m. tonight. So we don't see too much on the radar just as of yet, but as we move towards that midnight time frame, we can start to see these reds move in. That is your freezing rain, freezing precipitation. And so we can really start to see that ramp up across southeastern North Dakota between the 6 p.m. and midnight time frame. And moving into the rest of the overnight, we see that starting to spread northwards. This is by 6 a.m. On Tuesday, we're starting to see a little bit of a northward shift in that freezing precipitation with some potential to see a switch over to snow as a little bit of colder air moves in. Moving into the rest of the day, there could be some lingering freezing drizzle, freezing light precipitation moving into the day Tuesday, but then we start to see this heavier band set up over South Dakota by later in the day, and that's going to continue to push northward throughout the evening and into the overnight hours. This is by 6 p.m. Tuesday, what we're looking at. Decent area of at least moderate snowfall, probably moving into the southern Red River Valley, the central Red River Valley by Tuesday evening. And that is expected to move northward throughout the evening and overnight hours and eventually dissipate as we move more towards Wednesday, although with the low pressure system generally centered over South Dakota or so, we're still expecting some light snow impacts to linger into Wednesday morning as well. So that is just kind of a general timeline of what we're expecting for precipitation impacts moving forward into Tuesday and Wednesday. And so with that, we'll go ahead and move into our impacts hazard slide. So as you can see across the region, we're seeing that freezing rain mixed precipitation beginning again this evening into the overnight and early morning on Tuesday. We're expecting that switch over to heavy snow sometime Tuesday morning into midday Tuesday. And as you can see, we're expecting the more significant travel impacts as a result of that precipitation becoming heavier, more so into Tuesday. And so that's kind of where we're expecting the most significant impacts across most of the day Tuesday into the evening hours Tuesday, with some lingering into the overnight hours on Wednesday. So with that, we will open it up to any questions.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan. Now is the opportunity to ask questions if you do have questions. So I'm just going to check to see if anybody has their hand raised or has put questions in the question tab. If all your questions have been answered, feel free to obviously drop off at any time.